Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's Cardi back with the Shot Callers podcast, guys. So I know I'm not KJ. I know this sounds weird probably, but if you guys were watching his channel before, then you'll know he is away at boot camp. He left yesterday. So me and his brother Cameron are going to be running his channel for I think it is 14 weeks, and I'm going to be uploading twice a week. Cameron's going to be uploading once a week. So still expect 3 videos. I don't think it's going to be NBA recaps as much, so that's sorry if you really enjoyed those. But me and Cameron are going to be talking about things we see in the NBA and teams and like breaking news and stuff like that. So today I'm going to be starting you guys off with a video. What team has the most potential for the future? Now, if we're talking about now, this team that I'm thinking of probably isn't that good. They're not going to win anything this year. They might not. They're probably not going to make the playoffs. They might get the play in if they're lucky, but I doubt it. So the team I'm talking about is actually the Thunder. Now, I'm a Thunder fan, so sorry if I sound a little biased when I'm talking about these players. But the Thunder are so set for the next, 10 years, it's unreal. So if you guys don't know, first of all, to start, they have 34 draft picks in the next, I think, 7 years? 34 in the next 7, I think it is. And they have 17 of those are first-round draft picks. So 17 first-round picks in the next 7 years to start off with. And they have 17 second-rounder picks. And you know second-rounders can be good sometimes. So these guys, and now it's obviously they're not all going to fit, the Shay timeline, which I think the Thunder are trying to, go with. They're trying to have Shay be their superstar, which can definitely happen. I'll talk more about him in a little bit. But they're not really going – some of these picks aren't going to fit in that timeline. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Thunder traded more of the later picks because they're going to get to a point where they're good enough to be competing and they're not going to want these early-round picks anymore. They're going to want to trade for players that are good in their primes right now and not have young players. So that's the start. Now, let's start talking about the young players in the team. So, you know the star, Shay Gilders-Alexander. He's my favorite player in the league. He's 22 years old, so he's still pretty young. And this season, he's just been going insane. He's averaging 24 points a game on 50% shooting, 41% from the three. He's averaging almost 5 rebounds and 6 assists and almost 1 steal a game. Now, these stats might not be incredible, but these are better than a lot of players that you guys wouldn't think they're better than. He's averaging more than, or his stats were better to Fox when I compared him at All-Star break. His stats are better than Devin Booker's in my opinion. Booker's averaging a few more points, but Shay's doing everything else better. And the reason he didn't make All-Star game is just because his team isn't doing as good as these other teams are. But I think he should have made All-Star game for his stats. So next player we're going to talk about is Moses Brown. Now, Moses Brown just got a contract from the Thunder yesterday. I didn't see how much it was worth or how many years, but I know it's a multi-year extension, and we're not paying him that much. So that's a great signing by the Thunder because if you guys didn't know, he was in the G League for a while for us, and they recently brought him up, and he's just began to dominate. He's already had a 2020 game. He had, 21 points, 23 rebounds, and then he also had a 20.16 rebound game, a 4.18 rebound game. He's just a monster in the paint, and this is really going to help the Thunder out. He doesn't really help us stretch the floor, but he just does so much for us defensively and offensively that he's just a great player to have. He's only 21 years old as well. He's a rookie. He got drafted in 2019, I believe, and he's just been beginning to turn up this season. So far in the league, he's averaging 8 points and 8 boards, and that's also because he had a few games where he didn't do much, while he was getting settled in. But for the games where he's played a decent amount of minutes, he's turned out to be extremely good. Extremely good. So I'm really excited about Moses Brown. Next guy we're going to talk about is Théo Maledon. Now, Théo Maledon's a 19-year-old rookie out of France. He's the second youngest player in the NBA, behind one other player in the Thunder, ironically. But he's had to take in this starter role since Shay Gilders-Alexander's gone down with plantar fasciitis or whatever. And he's been doing good, I'd say. He had one great scoring game against the Celtics. He had around 22 points. His playmaking ability is definitely showing off a lot more now without Shay. And his rebounding ability, which is kind of surprising considering he's 6'4", but he's actually pretty decent at rebounding. And so far this season, he's only averaging 9 points a game, which isn't terrible for a rookie, but it's not as great as I would like to see. His shooting splits aren't that great either. 38% from the field, 37% from three. It's not awful, but like I said, it could definitely be better. And he's averaging 3 rebounds and 3 assists a game. So he's having a pretty successful rookie season. and he fits with the Shay timeline for sure. Now, one of the rocks on the Thunder, one of my other favorite players on the team is Dort. Dort's only 21. He's out of Arizona State. He got drafted in 2019, and he is a defensive prodigy. Let me tell you, he is probably, in my opinion, a top 5 on-ball defender in the league already at 21, and he might not do that much for the stats, and you might not see like crazy like stat lines for him, but what he does for the team defensively, like he just you put Lou on their best guy and he just guards them. Like if we're playing the Grizzlies, he's gonna be on Ja the whole game. If we're playing the Nets, he'll be on. Well, I mean, he'll probably be on Harden there, but I don't know. He could guard any of the three. But he just sticks them defensively. He's been averaging 10 points this year, which isn't bad. His field goal percentage is 38. His three-pointers are 31, so hopefully he can be getting to step that up. But Dort just does so much that's not on the stats that I don't even think reading his stats does him justice. So next we're going to be talking about, I can't say his first name, but Poku. Poku is the GOAT, man. He was the draft pick this year. He was the pick 17. He's also 19. He's the youngest player in the league. He's from Serbia, and he's 7 foot with a 7'3" wingspan. This man has been turning up lately. So at the start of the season, we had him on the team, but he just wasn't doing as well as we thought he would. So the Thunder sent him to the G League to adjust, and it was him and Moses Brown in the G League going off. And now we pulled him back up, and he's just taking the reins, and he's actually starting to create his own shot. He's looking a lot more confident up there. So previously he would be scared to shoot threes. He'd be scared to attack. But now if you see Poku, he's just going to start dribbling and trying to create a shot for himself. He's a great point forward. He's only averaging 6 points on the season, but he's also averaging 5 rebounds, so I'm not mad at it. His three-point percentage is awful right now, though. It's 23, which I really think he'll be able to step that up. So once he steps that up, he'll start probably averaging around 11 points a game, I'd say. And his field goal percentage is also only 30, so hopefully he can step that up too. But, I mean, these players are young, as I said. He's 19, Teo Maledon's 19, Shay's only 22, Moses Brown's 21. So these players have a lot of time to develop before they are going to become what they need to be to win the finals. So when the Thunder are going for these finals runs, it's probably going to be in about 4 to 5 years, I'd say. And we're going to have all these first-round picks from this year, next year. And the Thunder are one of the worst teams this year. So if they get like a top 3 pick, they could definitely hit on a stud, and it could really help Shay out. Like if they got the first pick somehow and got Cade Cunningham, that would be great. That would definitely fit Shay. It would definitely help him out a lot. But we can get any of the top prospects, and I would be happy about it. The Thunder haven't had an early pick for a while because we've been going to the playoffs for so long, but we finally hit full reset. And they have the best potential for the next couple years out of any NBA team. If you just look at the picks, they have more picks than everybody. They're the youngest team in the NBA. I think their average age is 20.8. The Oklahoma college team's average age is 21.6. So that just shows you, that just goes to show how young this team is and how much potential they really have if they keep doing, can't speak. If they keep doing what they're doing and like stay on the right like path, I guess you could say, and they keep growing as I think they will, then they could definitely turn out to be one of these top teams the next couple years. And Shay Gilders will be a top 5 player in the NBA in the next 3 years. No questions asked. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry if it's different from KJ and you don't like it as much. It sucks that he has to go to boot camp, but hopefully you guys won't mind me and Cam running the channel for a while. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe, and I think Cam will see you next time. So yeah, guys.